And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. As we mentioned last night, the controversial community of passport bros continues to grow around the country. There's a private Facebook group with more than 10,000 members. Now, the group is known for a bit more than just traveling. Some guys make it their mission to fly around the world, meet more submissive women, and have sex. They are facing a lot of criticism, too. Now, that's from those who critique them. My next guest, Austin Holman, said he had to end a trip in Brazil early after he was accused of being one of those guys who said Brazilian women are easy to get. We talked to him today.
Austin, what kind of damn trouble did you get yourself into with these Brazilian women?
Well, actually, I wasn't trying to start any trouble. I actually thought I was doing a lot of promoting. But apparently some things were lost. Some things were purposely lost in translation on purpose. And that it's led to death threats, you know, and I was already on my way to Thailand anyway. I was going to be in Sao Paulo for about a week. But based off the way how things were going, I just said, you know what, I probably ought to head out 3 or 4 days earlier. So I'm over here now.
So I saw a part of your video where you said, and you clarified, you said some Brazilian women are easy. It depends on who you are, how you approach them, not as a robot, but as an individual. And when they heard that, they just went bonkers over those comments when you said that Brazilian women are easy. Some Brazilian women are easy to get. So why did you say that? Is that reality for you when you're there? Is it easier for you to get Brazilian women than, say, American women?
Yes, the culture is completely different there. So women are a lot more responsive. It's a lot more reasonable dealing with women, if you ask me. There's games everywhere, but there is such a minimal level in Brazil, it's almost unnoticeable. But the reason I said easier, and the thing is, the reason a lot of those Brazilians are in like an outrage is because number one, they're going off, they're just running. It's just like January 6th, right? Trump says do this, everybody runs and does it. That's the same thing they're doing right now. Without watching the video, without understanding what the title actually is, because the title is a question. The title says, are Brazilian women easy? That's the topic. This is what we're going to talk about. The first statement I made is, in general, they're easy to deal with. I didn't say anything about sex. I did eventually and later on in the video, but I didn't lead with that because that's not all that was about. I would not move to another country and get online and call the women easy.
Did you move to Brazil? Were you living there at that point?
Yeah, I was living there.
Now you're in Thailand.
Yeah, well, I'm not living in Thailand, though. I was already going to come here anyway. I had already put up I think it was 10 or 11 countries I was going to do this year. But I just came here 4 or 5 days earlier because of everything that was going on. But yeah, I did want to live in Brazil permanently, but I'm going to have to let this die down first.
So there's this whole movement that we've heard about called passport bros, individuals, usually upwardly mobile African-American men who leave the country, and they say they're looking for wives, different women than what they have or the choices that they have in the United States. And many people have taken offense to it, saying it's just a form of sex tourism. It's a form of human trafficking or sex trafficking. When you hear the term, do you consider yourself a passport brother? And what do you think about that so-called movement that we've been seeing as of late here in the United States?
I would consider myself, yes. Now, I do want to state this too. People have called me the leader. I've never claimed that. That's something that they said. There's no official leader of that. I think it's just an identity of somebody that has they're traveling for that purpose, traveling to, meet new women and enjoy a different culture and a better lifestyle. But
really quick, for those who may say this is just a form of prostitution, you're going to different countries to pay and to have sex with women, you're not truly having a relationship with them.
That's not my reality because I moved there. So, if I'm not going back and forth. So if anybody's going to have a relationship, it would have been me. Now, there are some dudes that do travel back and forth. there are some people do fit into those categories that they claim, but I'm not here to say that's the majority. There are men that go down there just to sleep with women. Women do the same thing too. Women do sex tourism too. But there are men that actually are enjoying the difference of the culture and programming of women in a different country.
Do you think it gives the movement a bad name, the passport bros a bad name, if your sole purpose is for sex tourism and prostitution?
Yes, and on my YouTube channel, I actually tell dudes not to go down there to deal with prostitutes, because you cannot complain about American women and then just go pay for some experience that she's getting paid. I'm not going to say it's not genuine, but I'm going to assume it's not genuine, because if you didn't have the money, I don't think she'd treat you like that.
You're absolutely right. Now, one of the comments you made in your video, you said it's extremely hard to find. It's like looking for a needle in a haystack when it comes to a good American woman. So are you doing harm yourself when you make comments like that?
I say that based off of the qualities that I want. And my mother used to cook for me at least twice a day when I was growing up. And I know American women say, oh, you want a mother. Well, if that's how you look at it, so be it. You should have Uber Eats all your food then. But I want a woman that cooks. And the thing is, this is what a lot of people don't understand down here. As an American, 50 grand a year puts you in the top 1% of the world. So as an American, you go somewhere to another country, you have enough excess income to eat out 3 times a day in Brazil or Thailand or Colombia. You can eat out 3 times a day. So whoever my wife is, she's not even going to be cooking anyway, because when I was in the States, I cooked for myself, but I have my money multiplied 5 times when I got to Brazil. So why would I stand in the kitchen and cook when I can just go downstairs and eat and somebody make it for me? So the whole
You do know, though, Austin, there are American women who will cook for you if you're deserving of that meal.
Well, okay, so that's the problem, though. What is deserving?
Meaning you're a good husband. You bring home the bacon, and they're bringing home the bacon together.
It sounds good. It sounds good. I think at a young age I realized it wasn't like that anymore.
Did you give it a chance? And how old are you now?
23.
How old?
23.
23?
Yeah.
Man, you ain't giving no damn time.
I didn't need to. I gave it 2 or 3 years, and yeah, I went to Brazil one time and I didn't talk to anybody since I got back.
That's when he lost my ass. 23. 23. We'll talk about it more, and we'll continue with our conversation with Austin next. And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. We're continuing with part 2 that we began yesterday with the ladies. Don't believe we have left the ladies out. We talked to them yesterday, so look on the website to get their opinion on Passport Bros. But we continue our conversation about the Passport Bros. Austin Holloman says there's a lot of misconceptions about the movement. He tells me his time overseas is not just about chasing that ass.
And Austin, once again, for those American women, especially Black American women who may be upset with you and the whole Passport Bros movement, how would you describe, would you say all women in America, some women, and are not a good fit for you, not a good choice for you? Specifically, why?
Well, to sum it up, it's not worth using the mental capacity to find. They're out there in the United States. They're out there. Somebody already got them. They're not in abundance. And overseas, they're in abundance, especially in Brazil. But a problem with U.S. women, number one, is we've talked about this a lot: masculinity. Okay, when I'm not gonna get too deep into this one, but just one thing: I don't like it when women call me bro. I've never been called bro overseas. Even from the women that do speak English, they don't call me bro. Bro is something my homeboys call me. Okay, that's a turnoff for a woman to call me a bro. Women overseas tend to have a lot more substance, when they speak. I don't know, maybe it is because we're from different cultures, there's more to talk about. But at the same time, I have ran into a small minority of women in other countries that didn't have a lot to talk about, even though we were from different cultures. But in the United States, I have ran into a lot of women that did not have a lot of substance. Man, I don't know how I forgot these points because I repeated them for 6 months straight past year. But I don't know. It's just overall, all aspects that you'd be looking for out of somebody, I found a better chance of finding it overseas.
What are your thoughts on coming back or moving back to America?
I think moving is out of the question. Coming back to visit, yes, but it'll be another year or so. It'll be, but moving is out of the question. Once you move overseas, it's not just about women too. That's a lot of people don't understand that about the whole movement. Yes, women drove me to go to Brazil because I wanted to meet. I thought I was crazy while I was in the States because I thought something was wrong with me with the results I was getting. I was like, I know I put in enough work on myself to have some better results to at least be satisfied or be visually satisfied with what I'm looking at and what I'm hearing, the people I'm dealing with. But whenever you get down there and you experience how much you can be yourself outside of the country, and then the financial benefits, just the energy outside of the United States is a lot better.
And so do you maintain a U.S. job that's based in another country? How do you maintain that income?
Well, right now I have several streams. So I'm, number one, I get a lot of donations, and thanks to the lady that has put me on this platform today. I'm not talking about the lady you work with. I'm talking about the lady that's trying to slander my name right now. She's been giving me a lot of donations as well. I appreciate her negativity. And I'm also a content creator, so I do consultations as well. YouTube, I do Facebook. So I diversify based off my publicity.
Got it. And so what are you going to do now about these people in Brazil, those women who are now, or some of those women who are now angry with you, cause you to leave early, cause you to leave that country early?
There's a lot of other countries in the world that speak Portuguese. Not a lot, but it's not just Brazil. So if it is ruined for me permanently, I mean, I would hate it, but it is what it is. Second, when this is all said and done, like I said, I need an apology to clear up my name for all the people that decide to not even watch the video and come to my comments and talk to me in a very negative, crazy way. There's going to need to be an apology. And from all the news platforms in Brazil that promoted me as this sex trafficker, sex tour. I don't even have a car. How am I going to traffic anybody? I mean, I know you don't have to have a car, but I mean, I don't even have... I don't have any money. Sex traffickers are rich. Last time I checked, I don't even have any money.
Have you ever, at any point in dating some of the women outside of the United States, given them money?
For food.
But it wouldn't be, in your opinion, exchange for the actual act of sex.
No.
And really quick, I guess this is my last point, because we heard this from some other women. They say many of the passport bros, and this is just what they're saying, that you take advantage of women in some instances in third world countries who are very poor, and you are there spending money on them, whether you consider it paying for sex or not. You are taking advantage of these very poor individuals, these women, for the sole purpose of sex. So your thoughts on that?
There may be some men out there that are doing that. That doesn't apply to me and the men I know, because first of all, these women don't ask for much. A lot of people got to remember, this is not the United States. In the United States, women ask for a lot. A lot of U.S. women will put down foreign women and say that they're so broke and poor. But the country I was born in is the same country that a woman will call you just to take you on a date, just to eat a free meal. That hasn't happened to me overseas. There always is a minority, or there always is the exception of dudes that may be doing that. But nobody's forcing the women to do anything. Whether if a man is looking for a wife, a girlfriend, a good time when he goes down there, I'm not talking about paying for a good time either. Those women are on the same page usually. You can get a variety of everything. If you're looking for somebody serious, they're down there too in other countries. If you're looking for somebody that just want to hook up with you, there's plenty of that too.
Got it. Well, Austin, you be safe. let Brazil cool off a bit before you head back. And we wish you the best. And we thank you for dropping by here on The Factor Uncensored to talk to us.